practicing correct visual verifications for a lane change. So the things that you need to look out for before you change lane. Typically we think, well, I'm going into that lane, I've seen a gap, I'm going to take it. And I've seen, and you may have seen as well, when that happens, but you're not aware of somebody who wants to move into the lane that you're trying to move into at the same time. What do we check to help us with that? Where would we be checking?
Second patient.
Blind spot.
Shoulder check, blind spot. That's what we need to check. So I'm not saying go, lean your head out the window, because the car will end up going wherever you want to go. It's a sideways glance. It's your peripheral vision. So it's what you're going to see here, but you can't necessarily see when you're looking straight ahead. All right? So prior to changing lane, as you've been doing, we've been doing mirrors, shoulder, signal, shoulder, and then move. All right? Is that making sense?
No.
No? Okay, so if you're changing direction, if you're going before you signal, you check your mirrors. Into center mirror, left mirror, glance to your left shoulder before you signal. So you've already got an idea that there's a space for you to move into.
Okay.
Give your signal. You've now told everybody what you intend to do. Not what you're doing. You're saying, I've given you a signal, this is what I intend to do. Do they always let you change lane when you put your signal on? No. They might do, and you might think, well, I've signaled, why are you not letting me in? They might be looking at something else, they might be checking their, doing something else. So they've missed your signal altogether. It takes at least 3 flashes of your signal for it to register to somebody that you want to do something. So putting it on and moving, you may as well not bother giving a signal. You've got to put it on, acknowledge that where you're going is safe to go, check it's safe finally, and then move. And that's where the shoulder checks come in really handy. That makes more sense?
Yeah.
Yeah? Alright, the next thing to add are what we call safety margins. So that's what we'll be looking at. So safety margin is the distance between you and the vehicle in front and the space that you want to move into. Does that look like a safe space to move into?
No.
No, because the gap is too small. This person's probably going to have to brake in order to get into this position. Alright? So what we would do in this situation is keep our signal on and wait maybe for these 2 cars to go by, or maybe even wait a little bit longer. This person might realise that you want to move into that lane, slow down, give you the space, you still check, and then you move across. Does that make sense? Yeah? Alright. The next thing is what we call a risk zone. Now a risk zone is this area here. So in this area here, if you're moving into this lane, can this driver see you?
No.
No, you're in his blind spot. So if you move into this lane at the same time as this driver decides he's moving into this lane, we have a problem. So when you are changing lane on the simulator but in real life, be sure that you could move into your lane safely regardless of what the vehicle ahead of you or behind you does. Does that make sense? Final thing to add. I'll break everything. Final thing to add. When you pass a vehicle, I'm thinking about you guys driving your ambulances. You're only probably going to have the mirrors on the outside. And we discussed earlier, did I discuss it with you? The interior mirrors are flat, and the outside mirrors are convex. What's the difference?
See more in the convex.
You can see more, yeah. Anything else?
Plus the object is warped.
Distance.
Closer.
They look further away. Yeah, you're both along the same kind of line. So everything you see in those mirrors outside is closer than it looks in those mirrors. Who's been on the highway, been passed by a truck, and literally as the truck's got to the front of the hood of your car, it's moving back in? Does that happen to any of you? It's happened to me a few times. Why? They use their mirrors. They look and go, oh yeah, the car's there, moving back across. What they don't realise is that they're half a car length away from you when they do it. So allow extra space. And when you're taught to drive your ambulances, they'll teach you how to judge that in those vehicles. In your own vehicles, where you can see through the rear window, or your rear view mirror, if you pass a vehicle and you want to move into the lane in front of it, wait until you can see the front of the vehicle you've passed in your rear view mirror. Is that making sense?
Yep.
It's alright. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, I'll explain.
Explain.
Okay. So I'm in car A.
Okay.
And I'm passing car B.
Yep.
As I pass car B, I want to move back across.
Yes.
But I'm going to go far enough away
Ah, okay.
that in my car, in
No,
my
okay.
rear view mirror, I can see them before I move back across. What you've then done is you've given it a broken. You've given yourself a 2-second gap before you move across, and that's the minimum distance, 2 to 3 seconds we should have when we're following a vehicle.
Thank you.
If we can't see them in that rear view mirror, they could be still next to us, too close, and then that's when they have to slow down and pull down. All right, I'm going to demonstrate. Hopefully, get all of those things right. Now I've explained it, and show you what's going to be you're going to be doing. So, 4-lane bridge in some fog, and we're driving. So you're going to get a signal to tell you to move into lane, but we don't do it instantly, we're going to be sure. So whilst we're driving, using the skills that you just practiced, be sure you know what's going on around you, what's happening in my interior mirror. So I'm going to move into this lane. Now the yellow car is disappearing. So if I move now, I'm going to hit him. So I'm going to wait for him to go, center mirror, shoulder, signal, shoulder check, and then I can move into that lane safely. And I've kept a safe distance away from him, cancel my signal, mirrors again once I'm in lane, and everything's fine. Green ticks. Ignore those when you're driving. Focus on where you're supposed to be and your distance. All right. We'll go over the results at the very end. So now moving to the right, center mirror, right mirror, shoulder, signal. That car coming up is far enough away for me to get into my lane safely, and I'm here. It wasn't very smooth because there's a bit of veering with the steering, but I got there. Keeping a safe minimum 2 to 3 second gap from the vehicle in front. I can do this, shoulder, and move across, and I've maintained a nice safe margin. They may pick me up for the blue car because I was a little bit close to it. There, I was in his risk zone as I moved across. But he was going past me, and he's a safe distance. So I'm not going to go straight away to the left because there's a black car approaching on my side here. But after him, the gap looks safe. After that white car in the furthest lane has passed. He's holding back. You see the white car up here? And this one, I'm going to wait till I'm past this one because I'll be in their risk zone as well. Shoulder check, and then I'll move across. But look who I've moved across in front of. So it may have been better just to hold back and wait a bit longer, alright, for that car to go. And I'm going to move back to centre, right, signal, shoulder, go back and down. Again, another lane change, but I won't move because I can see a car just disappearing in my rear view mirror here. Now I can, so centre, right, shoulder, signal, let them move a safe distance away, and then I'm in. So again, it picked up that safety margin that I moved into wasn't safe because they could have stopped. Alright, so they all these things play a part, and they all make a difference. I won't move in yet. I'll check my mirrors, I'll give a signal. I can still see him behind me, not in my blind spot, so now I can accelerate into this gap here safely. Safe gap going to. Could be here, but we've got this car in my danger zone, so I'm not going to do it yet. I'll give a signal. You can see him right here, so I'm not going to go yet. Let's see if we move in now, what happens. Accelerate a bit. There we go. All the time I've maintained this safe 2 second gap, so I've got time to move. I haven't pressed the brake once. I needed to. I might in a moment. A little bit in the risk zone there. Close to that one. No, made it. past me, I think. No, no. Yeah, these take about 3 or 4 minutes to do.
What would be if you break some car?
If you brake, whilst you're doing this, you mean?
Yes.
Why would you need to brake?
Because it's a simulator, I can.
Of course, if you brake, you'll slow down. I need to brake here because this car in front is slowing down, so I
Yes.
brake a little bit. Increase my gap to 2 seconds again and then continue. But by keeping a safe distance, you reduce the amount of braking and accelerating you can do. You can use your speed and planning ahead by anticipating when they're slowing down, if the gap is reducing, so you're not constantly braking and accelerating. Yes, if you have to stop, something happens unexpectedly, then yeah, you will need to brake. But generally speaking, on highways, if we're planning far enough ahead, we shouldn't need to be constantly braking. And if we don't make it in time, we'll get a nice sound come up in a minute, which will tell us that we've maybe not made it in time. And that'll be the sound you're about to hear. That sound there. Very sad. But again, it's not about getting it done in the time, it's about practice.